Hey guys, Chris here, back in NMS Sky with a brand new update, and it seems that Experimental just got a whole bunch of new fixes, additions, and even better, a new ability that pretty much lets us evolve our upgrades for the living ship. So some really exciting stuff. As always, if you enjoyed this video, a thumbs up on it would be super appreciated, and let's get started. Of course, I want to start things off first with this new ability that was added right here, the ability to use nanites to evolve upgrades that have been installed inside our living ship. And it basically does exactly what it says, as in it lets you feed nanites to these upgrade modules, and this in turn will increase their class as well as their stats naturally, since that is the case. I'm going to show you how the upgrade thing goes in just a little bit. Of course, I do have a bunch of upgrades that I managed to randomly get from alien encounters. And by the way, for those who don't know yet how you can get all of these upgrade modules for your living ship, it's done really easily through these void egg encounters, or alien eggs, call them whatever you want to call them. But the easiest method to actually encounter these is to just jump into your living ship and start using your pulse engine for about like 30 seconds to a minute at most, sometimes 2 minutes depending on your luck, but eventually it should spawn one of these random encounters, and one of these random encounters has a possibility of being one of these void eggs that you can shoot, and it can give you a random upgrade. It can pretty much be anywhere from C to the maximum rank, so I'm not sure why people are saying that max rank ones cannot drop. They can definitely drop, as you can see over here. I got multiple of these, but it's pretty uncommon for that to happen. Mostly you will see C classes or B class, and rarely A or S, but it doesn't really matter since, well, we now have the ability to pretty much go in and upgrade these. So let's actually start with the Singularity Codex right here, and here is a C class that costs 210 nanites to evolve to B, which gives me more hyperdrive range, then 310 to upgrade to A, which gives me 155 light years, and finally max rank also gives me the bonus that well, any max rank would give, which is another stat. In this case, 100% warp cell efficiency, and hyperdrive range has been massively increased. So this is a huge bump right here from like even A to maximum rank. And I'm gonna do the same with like a bunch of other upgrades in here as well, like shields. These could go in. It seems that the price pretty much stays constant, so it's always going to cost 430 to go to the max rank, or 310 to go to only A. And yeah, it seems that it's constant, and honestly this is way more convenient than buying, for example, their equivalent on the space stations. Obviously you cannot buy these on the space stations, but compared to the regular ships and their regular upgrades, this is actually a little bit more cost efficient. I'm pretty sure that a maximum rank upgrade module for your regular ships costs more than 430 nanites, though I might be wrong on this one, but even if it is more expensive, it is most definitely way more convenient. So this is probably the best thing you can do right now. Just get one of these living ships, get a bunch of nanites since they're so easy to grab, and just make it maximum rank in like, well, just 10 seconds or so, and you get all of these cool stats over here that you can use. So obviously I can go in and just install a maximum rank one if I have one. Yeah, somebody's attacking me, so just give me a second over here. So yeah, basically what I'm saying is that you can just go in, install one of these. If it's a maximum rank, you don't have to spend any of those nanites, but if otherwise, if it's a lower rank, you pretty much have to go in and spend it, because it's not really worth it to dismantle it. I'm pretty sure that if I were to dismantle this one right here, I don't think it gives anything back. Okay, it does give something back. It gives like Walker Brain and some living slime. So it does give something back. There are some uses for the Walker Brains, and you can definitely do some stuff with these. But this is pretty much it with the change when it comes to the actual ships. Now, another change that I want to talk about is the fact that many of you have probably noticed that your shuttles have changed quite a bit with the new update. Maybe you logged in and you realize that your shuttle is completely different now. Maybe it has different different parts, some that you might have not seen them before, or maybe you saw it pretty much lacking parts entirely for some odd reason. Well, that was fixed on experimental branch right now. I can confirm that because my ship is now pretty much back to normal, and it used to look pretty bad with update 2.3, but they brought it back exactly to how it was, so my baby is now intact. But it also looks like Hell Games is probably preparing some new parts for the ships, because I'm pretty sure I saw some new engine parts that I haven't seen before, like these oversized big rockets on the back of these ships. I saw a few. I also saw like a bunch of kind of like pillars coming out of the back of one of the ships that I saw on one of the space anomalies. So I'm pretty sure that Hello Games has something in the works that they just accidentally released. So probably whatever follows next is going to be a whole bunch of more upgrades for our existing ships, maybe more models, maybe a little bit more variations. Honestly, I think that is a huge plus. I really love the fact that they are doing that, if they are doing it. If they don't, well, tough luck, but there's a strong indication, at least in my opinion, that they are working on more variation for our ships in the near future. Anyway, there's more updates here that I could talk about. Of course, there's a bunch of other fixes that have been applied, and I talked about a few of these yesterday when we talked about the previous experimental branch. But just going over the more important ones, we have an issue that was causing too much warp fuel to be consumed when warping in VR. I'm pretty sure that many of you guys encountered this, so this has been fixed. There was another issue with the ships that, you know, caused them to judder and even disappear when landing in multiplayer. This happened for quite a long time, even before 2.3, though the disappearing issue, you know, started with 2.3. So this has also been addressed on the experimental branch. It also seems that expedition holograms now turn green when the expedition is complete, which is a nice indication to show us that it's actually finished. There's also a bunch of crashes that have been addressed, like for example the one that happened when collecting cargo from frigates, or the other one when streaming in the space anomaly. Of course, we also have the addition I was talking about, nanites to evolve upgrades that have been installed inside the living ship, so this is like the big major one. Now, one thing that I didn't mention in this case was where the hell is our actual upgradable tech, not the upgrade modules that we now have for our living ship, but the actual regular technologies that we get to install, like the ones that you get to unlock from the space stations, because currently for our living ship we don't really have the ability to install, for example, an indium upgrade that lets us travel to colored systems like blue, green and red. What about these and many others that exist for the regular ships, but they don't exist for the new ships that have been added? So hopefully these will get added in the future because they are greatly missed. Anyway, there's more fixes here. A fix for a small visual glitch that could occur when exiting mission dialogue interaction, one that allowed re-interaction with a living ship that was flying away, fixed an issue that caused stats to be named incorrectly in the description of upgrade modules, and prevented Starbirth mission from starting in the middle of a multiplayer Nexus mission. Of course, we also have some previous updates that have been applied to experimental branch right here. This was yesterday, but yeah, this was the first batch of fixes that was applied. So we have a number of minor visual issues with the living ship cockpit, also for the living ship with the contrails, there was a visual glitch with that. Another one that caused shuttle class starships to change appearance, so there you have it. This was the fix I was talking about earlier in the video. Hopefully this means we're getting more customization options for the ships, or more appearances for the existing ships, because it looks exciting. A rare crash that could occur when handing in Nexus missions, one that could occur when pinning directions for frost crystals. There was a number of small mission flow problems in directions for various substances, and finally a couple more, one for an issue that allowed two living ships to spawn at the same location, and finally one that could cause portal warps to fail, resulting in players being returned to their previous systems or pushed under the terrain. I think that this is like one of the biggest issues that plagued people's playthroughs. I'm pretty sure that I've seen this being mentioned more than a few times, so I can confirm that all of these have been fixed on experimental, but hopefully they won't reappear when transitioning to the live servers. So I'm not entirely sure when these will go live. Like typically Hello Games kind of takes the weekend off, so we might get to see these on Monday, but it could totally be possible to also see these today, for example, later today, or maybe even by the time I'm posting this video. So yeah, just hang in tight over there. These fixes are coming in, and a bunch of others in there as well, and expect more fixes in the coming days since this is quite a sizable update. But this is pretty much it for today. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and as always, don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next one.